Hello and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and for the second Sunday in a row we're starting a new project. So I have got, as I showed you before, a piece of fabric. This happens to be a beautiful brushed cotton gifted to me by a friend. I've put some wadding on the back. As you can see, it's very rough at the moment. It doesn't fit properly at all. I folded it up far enough to make sure that I've got a nice flap to come down, because it's going to be a pouch. And I've printed this image, forget the pencil lines, that's what I've drawn on, but I've printed this main image from Pinterest, I believe. But I'm sure you can find any flower that you would like. These are obviously poinsettias and some berries. And I've cut all the berries off. Didn't want the berries, I just wanted the poinsettia. I have cut it all the way out, and I don't know if you can see, but I've drawn all the way around it with a heat erasable pen. Okay, and what I'm going to do now, it's very dark in here, hang on, I'll put the light on. Is that better? It's definitely better for me. I hope it's better for you. I've pinned the fold, and as I say, I've chopped out this pattern from this picture, and I'm now going to gradually cut out these pieces. And in preparation for cutting out the pieces, I took some pieces of the fabrics that I'm going to be using, and I've ironed Bonder web onto the back, A, to make them a little bit stiffer, and B, so that I can iron them down before I stitch them. So I suppose all that's left to do is get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this one first, and I'm going to trim what to me is a very obvious place, and I'm going to trim out these 3 leaves. Now obviously this is not going to match exactly, because you know, you draw, you cut, you draw, you cut, it's all going to be slightly different. So having cut those 3 out from there, I'm going to move that upside down all the way over there, and I'm going to bring my fabrics in and a heat erasable pen. Now I want all the leaves to be different. As you can see, I've got 4 different reds here. I do have others, but these are the 4 main ones that I would like. So I'm going to do that leaf in the dot. I'm actually going to take this leaf out. I think we can get away without it. And I'm going to put that one on there. Now, if you've got a directional fabric, you are obviously going to make sure that you're following the direction. Just do a basic draw around. It's so simple and satisfying. And I'm going to stitch these down in different ways. So some I will give a blanket stitch edge. Some I'll stitch through the vine, you know, the leaves. We'll just see how we go. So there you go. I don't know if you can see, but that one's there. And then I'm going to put this one up here. Now, if you'd rather, you can obviously draw on the back with a normal pen. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to put those to one side, remove this because you don't need to see this at the moment, and I'm going to trim out these leaves. And I think for ease, I'm probably only going to do 3 or 4 leaves at a time, and then I'm going to iron them down. I'm not necessarily going to stitch. I'd like to do all the stitching in one go, but I will iron them down because then we'll start to build our picture. Well, that's my theory anyway. As I've said to you many times before, I'm no expert, I'm just doing what I enjoy to do. But obviously having this bonder web on the back means the fabric's not fraying. So, oh, I've just realised we can't have the lamp. We can't have the lamp and the iron plugged in at the same time. Bit annoying. So I'm going to take a pin. Whoops. And pin this one in place for now. Like that. And then this one is the one that was there. More pins are required, Claire. This to me is a nice easy way to do it. If you're much more of a professional stitcher and you've got an alternate route, obviously you must follow the route that you feel is the simple one. Okay, so now I'm going to take these 3 leaves. So just trimming those like so. Slide that off out the way and bring my fabrics in. And I have got green here because very often the bottom part of your, or the middle to bottom part of your poinsettia will be green. I know I've got some that are definitely got green in them. That one there, and that will go on one of the other ones that we've already used. Need to find my pen. Oh my goodness. So, how are you? Are you well and truly into Christmas crafts now? Or are you still trying to pretend you've got loads of time? I know I've done that a few years. Oh, you got loads of time yet. Suddenly it's Christmas Eve and nothing's done. There's that one. Pop him over there with the other 2. Because the argument is by keeping these, because you've still got the other one that you could cut round. If you want to, you could make another one. Though I know very often once I've made a project, I'm like, yep, lovely, done. Don't want to do it again. Thank you very much. Well, not in exactly the same form. You know, I might choose a rose or something to do next time. And then I think we're going to have this fabric here. This is William Morris. It's not real William Morris, obviously, but it's a William Morris design that's been modern day printed. Oh, yeah, for some reason it doesn't work very well on this fabric, so let's try it on the back. Yeah, so you can see it much better on the back. Of course you can, Claire. It's like white paper. And you just drew that absolutely appallingly. Never mind. Right, so let's cut this one out first. And you'll see I'm trying to waste as little as possible. When I went and got these, I just got a fat quarter of each, so I don't have a huge amount of each one, but more than enough for this project and some leftovers. So there's that one. I know some people don't like to work with things like Bondaweb because they feel that it makes the project very stiff. I don't necessarily find that. Perhaps because I'm not a truly seasoned stitcher, who knows. But I'm definitely becoming one, aren't I? Goodness me, I seem to be stitching every day lately. And I don't know whether or not it's too early to tell you, but I have gone and agreed, oh goodness me, for my sins to do something, well, some would say ridiculous. I have agreed, having been, well, not bullied, but semi-pushed into it, to make an eiderdown. Now, if you're of a certain age, you will definitely know what an eiderdown is. If you're younger, you may not, have I done that the wrong way? No, it definitely goes that way. You may not be so sure. But basically, eiderdowns were something we had a long, long time ago. They were like, I suppose, the forerunner to the quilt that everybody, you know, the duvet, not quilt, sorry, the duvet. The quilt is something totally different, that everybody knows today. They generally had a bit of a silky look about them, and much like the whole cloth quilt, they were one colour, and it was the stitching that made the patterning on it. Okay, now as you can see, this is going fairly quickly, so we're working from this side, aren't we? So I suppose we'll take the next two, and that one's going to go like that. It's going to eat into that one, and this one is going to eat into that one. So I'm actually going to cut it properly, and I'll adjust it when I cut that one. So that needs to be sitting basically there, and these are our No2. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on doing this. And you know what? I'm going to do two the same here. Why not? It doesn't matter, does it? So yeah, so basically for my sins, I'm going to be making an eiderdown. So if that's something that you're interested in, or you think, oh my goodness, the woman has finally lost the plot, this will be hysterical to watch, feel free to tune in. Now, I am thinking that it's probably going to be in the early parts of 2026 now, because I've got lots of projects on my desk, as you know. That one needs to go around there like that. I've got lots of projects on my desk. I have agreed to be part of the Tracy Fox collaboration in her December daily. I've got my own December stitchery days planned, so you know, there's lots going on, and I think to do it justice, and it is going to need some concentrating on, I am going to do it in January. I think, you know, we're going to have a great festive time, and then I don't know about you, but the festivities are over, the tree comes down, 12th night and all that, and suddenly the house looks bare and miserable. And I think that's the time that we need something of comfort. And I think that is going to be a thing that's going to be real comfort building. Sorry, I stuck the pin in my mouth. Real comfort building to make. So that's the plan. So we'll get Christmas out of the way. We'll get all the decorations down and blah de blah. And then we will be, that doesn't go there, Claire. It goes that way. And then we'll be moving on with the eider down. So, because I'm planning that this should be done just into December. And then I can not start another new project because we'll concentrate on our Hexie book and our 12 days of stitching and so on and so on and so forth. And this one's going in here. Now, these berries I'm going to put over to that pile. I'm not sure yet whether there'll be French knots, whether there'll be actual little circles of fabric. Might try and see if I can hunt out some red felt, yellow felt I mean. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Right, so we've got these three. These are our last three of this first flower. It's amazingly quick really, isn't it? And that needs to be sitting there. So I think we don't want any more of this. We've got a lot of this and we have got 2 of the William Morris. So I think we're going to have one of these and then we'll have one of the spot, and then maybe just to throw a spanner in the works, we're going to have a green one. So we'll do this little green one first. Turn it around this way, make sure you can see what's going on. And obviously this green has got 0 direction, so that's absolutely fine. So we've got a little green one. We've got this big red one. Trying to get the most out of my fabric. I think that's it there. Really not drawing very well today. Obviously can't see properly for some reason. And yet I didn't think I was tired today. I've been to see my youngest daughter. She had a random free day that she didn't know about until first thing this morning. So she messaged me, "Are you free? Come over. Let's do coffee and chit chat." So obviously that's an invitation that you can't refuse. So I've been over there. We've had coffee and cake, of course. Can't have coffee without cake when you're talking to, you know, someone special. We've had a good old chinwag about life, the meaning of life. No, just a good old chit chat as you do. And yeah, it was lovely to get out. So I've had parcels delivered, which always makes me feel good. So yeah, it's all happening in my happy little world. I hope it's all good in your happy little world. And obviously the fact that I've been over and seen my daughter tells you that, as usual, filming ahead, wouldn't go over on a Sunday and disturb family. They both work full time, although she had a free day today. So, you know, Saturday and Sunday is Mummy and Daddy day for the children. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we up to now? So I believe that is my little green one, isn't it? Little green one in there. And then we've got big, nope, there. And then this little one, or is it the other way around? Did the little one go in there? Can you even remember? Yes, the little one went in there. Where's my picture? No, it definitely goes this way too. Yeah. And there's my outline, look. So it goes there like that. Perfect. And that's why you need to draw around it first. Because trust me, no matter how much you think you know, you'll forget. Oh, poke that in there. And pop that one in there. Right, watch your eyes, because I am going to turn the light off and plug the iron in so that we can push them down. And of course I've just realised that I've pinned them all, and yet I need to peel the backs off, don't I? Which was a bit silly. So what we'll do is we'll opt for the big ones, because the big ones are the easiest ones to place, like that. Okay. And also, of course, in ironing them down, we're going to iron off the pen lines. So we are doing 2 jobs at once there, which is a bit awesome, is it? Not? And this is what I keep saying to you about not being a seasoned stitcher and necessarily appreciating that I could have saved myself some time in not pinning those down. But we're not rushing, are we? Are we rushing? I don't think we're rushing. And if we are, I don't feel like we should be. No, that one definitely goes that way. Right, I can hear my iron clicking. So let's have a go. Ah, yes, that's hot. Why would you do that, Claire? Oh my goodness, woman. Right. Okay. Turn it round. Oh, that heat's going all the way through. See, great project on a cold day. I am going to have to put one there, aren't I? Because it looks a little bit on the bald side. So we can cut another one. Do some pretty overlapping or something. Can't we? Do you think? No? Yeah? Are you not even talking to me? I'm joking. You probably are talking to me. Just I can't hear you. Right. I'll put that there. And that one there. We'll iron those ones. Yeah, we definitely need one there. But that's no problem, is it? And I've had so much fun doing this. I've got no clue how long we've been here. Better check that, I suppose. Right. I'm not sure about this one, you know. I'm just gonna put it there. I don't feel like it's right. I'm gonna put that on there. And then if we look at the line, I think it goes off that way, but then we've got this weird unless did I just have a real bad drawing day? Maybe I did. Okay. They're going on there like that. That's got a bit of a gap there. Okay, so I want one to go there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cheat and I'm going to find one that I just feel is a pretty good pattern, like that one. And I'm going to get a bit of fabric and I'm going to draw around it. And I think we're going to go for this fabric again. So let's draw on the back. I don't know why, I just feel like we're going to see it better. And of course, although I took this picture from the internet, we are making it very much our own because we're adding in leaves. I'm going to do all that stitch work for that fern that I've penciled on it. So, you know, ultimately it was just inspiration, wasn't it? Okay. Okay, pull the backing off, Claire. Don't need to pin it, ha ha. And then we're going to pop that one over there like that. There we go. Whoops. And I feel now like I want another one there, so I'm just going to keep building it up. We use a different shape leaf. We use this much more sort of leafy shape one now, I think, and I'm going to have one of these. So just draw around this one, and obviously you can keep going to suit yourself. Oops. That's because the heat's coming through from underneath, and of course it's a heat erasable pen, so the only thing is, of course, with having the bonder web on, it's not ideal to cut your fabric scissors with, so you do have to give consideration to that, and that's why I'm using these paper ones. And of course, we're building it up layer by layer now, and it's starting to look really kind of scrummy. And I'm just wondering now, do I want another one there? So what do we want there? Should we have a spot? And then I think I might be happy that it's been built up enough. So and we want to make it super nice because this is a gift for somebody, so we want to make sure that it's something we would like to own. That's how I always feel. When you're given a gift, it should be something you'd be super pleased to receive. What do you think? Whoops, dropped one of my pattern pieces now. Okay. Oh yeah, I was saying about busy December, because also, of course, we've got December, haven't we? So, lots of stuff going on. Plus, of course, there will be a whole new treasure page swap as well. Whoop, in December. Right. I'm now going to call this flower done. I'm going to unplug my iron because I always burn myself. I'll plug the lamp back in because I think it will be better for everyone. Watch your eyes. Oh, there you go. So there's my flower. Got no real fray bits. We'll have all of our polleny bits in the middle. Now I don't think that you want or need to see me do the other one, do you? That's going to be very sort of boring, I would have thought, for you to watch. So I guess this is where we say we've made a really good start. For homework, I will cut the other one out and get it stuck down. And then in a fortnight, which is going to be, oh, it's going to be tight, isn't it? It's going to be the 7th of December. So do you know what I think I'll do? I'll stop the camera. I'll get this one cut out and stuck down. We'll do a little bit of stitching so you can see what I'm saying about doing some with blanket and some with veining. And then we can come back in a fortnight. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all my pieces of my 2 poinsettia flowers on here now. I've got 2 strands of embroidery floss, and I'm going to start to go round and do blanket stitch in these 2 strands. When I do my veining, I would like to make sure that I have got a thicker thread, probably I don't know, 4 maybe. Right, so keep turning this round. These are obviously coming semi unstuck because I'm bending it and the like, but that's fine because this was only really to hold them all in place because I'm going to stitch. So as I said, I'm doing a blanket stitch round some of them, and then I'll be doing veining up others. I think it's just a nice way to make the various leaves or petals. Well, they're leaves really, aren't they, on a poinsettia? Because they're leaves that change from green to red. Or if you've got one like I've got, go away. If you've got one like I've got, they never go red. They just stay green. So I'm just doing that blanket stitch all the way round this big one with the black print on it. And then I think what I'll do is I'll do a veiny one so that you can see what I'm going to do, and then I will leave you to get on with your day. I've shared the news about the what am I talking about? The eider down. I've shown you good start for this, so if you wanted to join in but you don't want to do a poinsettia yet, or even if you do want to do a poinsettia. Oh, see, now we've got a knot. And yet I thought I was being all good in having shorter threads. You can get your flower cut out, you can pick out your fabrics, and then in a fortnight when I come back to this, you'll be able to stitch along with me if you want to. Alternatively, you can, just watch or work on your own project whilst you're watching me do this. Okay, so you can see how the blanket stitch is edging this particular leaf. Okay. Oh, my wrist is not what it used to be. That's for sure. In fact, I think I might have to stop because this is really hurting my wrist. So that's that one with the blanket stitch. Now let's do this one with some vine on it so you can see what I was talking about with that. So obviously here I've got the 4 strands where I took the 2 out. Let's get that one lined back up to the top. Okay, and we get these threaded into a separate needle with a slightly bigger hole. These are not chenille needles because they're not exactly straight, but they're that kind of needle, fairly long with a biggish hole. Now you know why I threaded the other one off camera. Oh, now I've only got 3 in there. Okay, well it's obviously just going to be 3, not 4. We use that one for something else. And not, and then I'm just going to start at the bottom in the middle, and I'm going to run a back stitch up the center. Oh, now I pulled the needle off. Oh, Claire. Right, don't pull your needle off, you silly woman. So then we go back into that hole for our back stitch, come forward, so getting a nice continual line, whoops, up the centre. Not worrying too much if it goes a little bit off skew. That's Boo you can hear snorting in the background and sighing because her dad's just gone out without her. How dare the good human go and leave her. Whoops, you see, I'm going off, doesn't bother me at all. And then if I come through the back, and I'll pick up those 2 stitches and those 2 stitches, and then I'll go back and I'm just going to come sort of up and then across and then down, but I'm not going down to that one, I'm going down to the next one, because if you look at veining on leaves, it's not the symmetrical thing that we drew as children. There you go, miss that one and go through down there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna finish that one off, going through them 2 stitches under my thread to create a knot, and I'll snip that off. So now you can see that we're going to have some that have got veining and some that have got the blanket stitch. So yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a stitch, maybe not for long because Boo's going to want some attention as Dad's out, but I'll do a little bit more, and then when we come back next week we can do the rest of the stitching. Not next week, in a fortnight, the rest of the stitching, and we can look at what we're going to use in the centre. I'm thinking beads might be a nice idea. So there you are. As always, thank you so much for spending time with me today. Hoping you found some joy and inspiration, and you'll consider making a pouch of your own. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.